And then the book of Acts, Simon the sorcerer became a Christian and then later asked the apostles if he could buy their trick so he could lay hands on people and give them the Holy Spirit. Apostle Peter replied, "May your money perish with you because you thought you could buy the gift of God with money. You have no part or share in this ministry because your heart is not right with God."
Yeah.
Again, Stephen, would you?
All right. Well, my thing on this is the word sorcerer. And and I've heard different stories. I heard that when King James, it was sorcerers, and because it even tells you to beware of sorcerers, and this guy was looking for the power that came through the Holy Spirit, so he was just wanting to be something that he was not, and he thought, is this maybe a magic trick, or I don't know what he thought, but King James, what I heard, was fooled by the cup and ball thing. And so when he was when they was having the Bible translated, he thought that because at the end on almost all cups and balls you have a big surprise ending in it, or a bigger ball, or big something that can't be, almost impossible to be in the cup. And so somebody told King James or something that he thinks that the guy put him under a spell. He fell asleep, and then woke up, and that was in there. It's like something weird.
That's
happened.
King James version.
Yeah, no, but I mean this is what I heard the story was.
Yeah,
come on.
No,
it's not. But apparently he said
that's pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Even magicians are sorcerers. So he actually intentionally put the word magician in the King James version, but it's really not the King James. It's really a sorcerer is what they were talking about, and it's someone that does potions and drugs and can do that kind of stuff and mess with people. And those are the ones we'd be aware of. The very first sleight of hand guys, they were called jesters, and they were also called fool for Christ. So they would actually work. They would actually go out and talk to kids and people and say, what these guys are doing is not real magic. You don't have to be afraid of them. They're using sleight of hand. And then they would produce and do the same tricks, and then show them that it was sleight of hand, that they had no powers. So that's the big difference, is when you think it's real.
Do you ever get accused of
all
stuff?
The time? Yeah. I remember one of my favorite stories is this. I taught a class to guys who were doing. They were children pastors, so I taught them some trick they can do in children's church and some example things. And one of them did it, and his church freaked out. It was up in Portland, Tennessee, and they told him, we don't need you anymore. And they were getting rid of him because he did magic. And so he calls, and he has a month left in church. He hires me. So it's kind of like, he don't care. So he goes, if they don't like magic, I'm not. So that's it. He doesn't tell me until I get there. He goes, they let you know they fired me because I did a magic trick. I go, I'm fixing to do a whole hour. And he goes, well, it's these three ladies right there. And they were ladies, and they had notepads and they had everything. They were ready for me. And so I kind of told that story about that to beware of sorcerers, not magicians. The real word we get pharmaceutical from, for pharmacy, you should beware of Walgreens before you should meet. and then I talked about it, and we had a good time, and some kids came forward, and everything was great. But afterwards, this lady, she came and got me. And I remember she was a bigger lady, and she had orange hair. And she comes walking up there, and she had this pad, and I don't know the verse offhand, but she read the verse, don't practice deception. And she said, you are practicing deception, and that's from the devil. And God spoke to me, and I said, well, can I ask you a question? Do you dye your hair? And that was it. She got really, really mad and turned around and left. And I just thought that was the greatest answer. Thank you, Lord, for that I was able to come up with that.
Wow.
And he got fired anyway. So it all worked out well.